Okay, listen up, Curveball. Here, if you've been following my channel, in the January 2020 folder, Hillbilly EDU channel, I have CBS News footage here of this Kobe Bryant incident. The reason I called it EDU is to educate you. I mean, if you have common sense discernment of a hillbilly, and you can do few tasks, and you can think logically, listen to the first few minutes of this news story before they start pumping out the Masonic information with the love fest between the icons of celebrity that they're distracting you with. This whole story is a distraction. And on the face of it, it doesn't even look true. But when you see things that they show you, like this previous video from him, listen to it and look at all the predictive programming about 9/11 and other events. I'm not saying it's not true, it didn't happen. I'm just saying it's not what they say it is. It's a distraction for sure. When they talk about radar and him asking for them to put him on radar, I have another person, this guy, he's got the video or audio of the air traffic controller saying, you're too low for radar, something like that. Then this person is claiming that he went 184 mile an hour into the mountain, but it's got no black box on it. So how do they know that if they couldn't track him on radar? And then this ironic story here at the bottom should educate everyone. He went to 2,300 feet to avoid clouds, okay? Circled the area for 12 minutes before climbing to avoid the clouds. The guy that comes on after her clearly states he circled the area for 12 minutes because they had to clear the airspace before he could enter it. Had nothing to do with weather. This thing and the pilot can fly with no visibility just by the cockpit. I mean, we're not talking about some little piece of shit plane. He bought this helicopter from the state of Illinois. I mean, can you wake up to these facts, Curveball? Can you see what's going on? Wake up before you burn up. Now, if you're new to my channel, colleges try to educate you. I'm trying to educate you on how to see the truth between the lies. Now, I've not been able to back up the last part of these 100 videos because my software had quit. It's no longer allowed to download these videos for some reason. So I have to find new software. If anybody knows, please leave it in the comments. But now I'm going to enter this in after the 103rd one in this list. And just keep in mind what they try to distract you with. It's a bunch of garbage. In the middle of a news story where you want to show him and the king hugging and talk about all that. That has nothing to do with anything. It's so you don't question it. It's get you in idol worship. Change your thought process. I mean, it's dumb, but you new people, I call you a curveball because you're part of these 2.2 million people that have subscribed to this service of Snooze Report. It's like Russian Vids put in this previous message. You can see all the previous smart people that he interacted with and took quotes from. You can see the writer Mark Twain. If you read the newspapers, if you don't read the newspapers, you're uninformed. If you read them, you're misinformed. This is misinformation about their little event. I'm sure that's all it was because the helicopter's not the same color anymore. So you can't know the speed if there's no black box and you had no radar tracking. So this 184 mile an hour garbage, what is that? I mean, this is garbage. This ain't news. But you got to question it, Curveball. Curveballers are these subscribers here that believe in this ball earth bullshit. The lies that keep you in the matrix. Wake up before you burn up. Look, Curveball, you got to understand. These people are going to come back in a year. If they don't come back sooner with this distraction about finding out that the maintenance records weren't right, and they'll tell you something like they've already told you. Weather played a role. We think maybe he was distracted, thought he was higher than he was, and he just went forward because he didn't want to clog up the airspace. And he flew straight into the hill because of the fog. He couldn't see it, and he wasn't really that good with his instruments. Or something like that. But you got to know it's a distraction from the bigger truth. You know what I'm saying? Like Russian Vids put in here with Bill Gates coming out 6 months ago predicting there would be a flu pandemic that would kill 30 million. These people probably come back a year from now and say it killed 33 million. You know how they like to code their stories. These people just want to distract you from what they're really doing. So keep this in mind when the next thing they'll try to give you is a mandatory vaccine that will be laced with something that they've already got testified to. This was in the Senate. Go watch this video if you didn't see it. Unless, of course, it's removed, and then we'll make another video on that. It's graduation, Curveballer, over here at Hillbilly EDU. I've shown you the door. You have to walk through it to see the lies and deceptions that they put in front of you on the daily. Next video, you'll see how this fella puts different aspects of thought to you regarding this Kobe Bryant thing we've seen, because if you can see, he's showing you the weather at the date and time this fella supposedly crashed. So all this garbage, it's nonsense. Wake up.